Alright guys, we're back with another quick tip here. We are going to talk about multiple armies and the quick slots that you can use. What better way to talk about this than our good friends over at the RoC Ceremony? We're up to a level 79. I've already summoned our friend over here, Mr. Udor. Hello, Mr. Udor. We are going to come visit you with multiple armies today. Please hold tight while we get things sorted out. So as we get higher in level on these guys, it's harder and harder to defeat them with one army. So I'm going to go ahead and attack him with more than one and send more commanders at him. Now, before we get started, the first thing I like to do every time I log in is go and find a rune from a sanctum or a shrine that's going to specifically help me with what I'm doing today. So today I'm using a lot of action points, so I would love to find a rune that has action point recovery, or I would like to boost my experience gained from defeating barbarians. Now, as you can see, we have lots of different choices on these runes. I'm going to find one that has experience gain. That's a good one. Number 3. And then this one's number 5. Now, I've already picked that up and have that rocking for me. I get an extra 5% experience every time I kill a barbarian or neutral target. Now, a lot of times during the ceremony, they're going to launch these guys right next to your city. So this is kind of a little more difficult to get your multiple armies set up. So what I like to do is instead of attack him directly, I'm going to find a target that's a little further away that gives me more of an opportunity to camp my armies. So we got these barbarians over here, or I could use this flag to reinforce, just anywhere to send armies to. I like to use barbarians because the computer or the game automatically kind of chooses some commanders for me. And we're going to hit attack and new troops. The first thing we're going to see here is commanders that have been selected by the game. Whether we use these guys last time or the game just thinks that these are the guys that we should use, they're going to select somebody that's going to be good at attacking barbarians. Now, even though it does a decent job, I know that I have commanders that are going to pair well for this attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to go in and select a different one. Now, I do want to use Lohar. He's got the bonus to barbarians, and he's also got the experience boost, as well as his talent, quick study, which gives us another 15%. So he's overall getting a 92% XP boost just by himself. So we're going to leave Lohar there. I do want to change out my secondary commander. All right, now I'm going to look for somebody else that can do good damage to barbarians, and we're going to look at C2. Now C2 also has a damage boost to barbarians on his second skill, and he's great with cavalry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out this army, and I know he's good with cavalry, so I'm going to send him with full cavalry. And then I'm going to fill up the rest with some other random troops, but I want to leave some troops for my other armies. Now, before I hit March, what I want to do is hit this green export button here. And this is going to pull up the save slots for your different armies. So I'm going to save this guy in number 1. It's asking me to confirm. And now I've saved this army to number 1. So now I can go through and select different armies and come back to 1, and they've got this guy ready to go. So I'm going to hit March, and this guy's going to start heading out to those barbarians. Now I want to hit camp and hold him tight there. Okay, so we're done with our first army. Let's go back in. We're going to do the same thing. Hit attack, new troops. Now it's suggesting another army for me. Now Herman, I know, is an archery commander. He's got this archery skill. And Boudica. Now I've got Boudica here, and she is great against barbarians as well. She's got a max skill here, doing more damage. And then Herman is just going to be a great archery commander. All right, we're going to go ahead and send him with full archery and some siege units to fill out the gap here. All right, now that we're ready with our second army, what we're going to do is hit this green button again, come back up here and hit number 2, and that's going to save that army into slot number 2. So now we can see we've saved, and we now can hit number 2, and it automatically pulls up my second army. I'm going to hit March on these guys, and again I'm going to hit camp. Hold those guys tight. All right, and one final time we're going to go back in and hit attack in a new group. So now we're looking at our third army. And what we're going to find is we're running out of options as far as good commanders that do massive damage to barbarians. So maybe I don't have a great option here on barbarian damage, but maybe I just want to start leveling up somebody else because you get massive boost to XP on these guys. So let's look at Osman here. Now Osman does a lot of damage, so this is going to be a good pairing with these guys. So I know we're going to get a bonus to infantry with these skills, but right now what we're doing is just filling our army as much as we can so we can get as much damage on the field. So I'm going to fill this guy up, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit number 3. So now I can go back through and select number 3. It's going to automatically select that army. Let's go ahead and send him on his way. All right, so we have our 3 armies here. We are ready for battle. Now, where'd our friend go? Is he right here? All right, this is him, level 79. I'm going to click on him. I'm going to hit attack, and I want to make sure that I start with my leading strongest army, and that's my Lohar army. So I'm going to hit March. Hit again, my second army. Again, and my third army. Let's see how they do. So as these guys are working out their differences, the reason that we send each army into the field and camp them is because when we make our next army, we want to be able to choose from the pool of troops that we have left over. That way, if you want to field all 3 armies at the same time, at any time when you need them, you need to be able to only allocate the troops that you have available to each army. So this is a quick way to have all 3 ready to go at any point. Now back to the action. Lohar and C2 are doing massive damage. Uh-oh. Sun Tzu just brought in some more troops. So his area of effect hit this other barbarian group, so they're now joining in the fight. This could be interesting. Let's go, boys. Hurry up and get that guy. All right, we got him. I'm going to let Sun Tzu finish this guy off. He's already fighting him. All right, so we have success on that with our 3 armies. Now we are going to look back at what our level is. Now we have a level 80. Now every 10th level, you get a massive boost on XP. So when you attack 10, 20, 30, you're going to want to make sure that you use as many armies as possible. That way you're sharing that XP bonus for each commander. As you can see, this ceremony is super hungry for action points. So as we get into this as an alliance, we need to save as many action points as possible so that at the end, we are all ready to help with the rallies that we need to get these people through 100 of these guys. As you can see, these guys get pretty difficult as you get into the higher levels. So once you get to the spot where you cannot defeat them with 3 armies, you're going to need to start calling in rallies with your teammates. This is where we're going to start spending all of our action points and action point tokens. So right now I've got pretty good action points here, but this is going to go down pretty fast. So what I'm doing is only using the action points that I have available that day and not touching any of my potions until it's time to start calling in rallies. All right, I'm going to go ahead and summon in number 80 and let's try this out again. Now that I have my quick slots set up, I need to go back and make sure that I've got my healing all taken care of and we are good to go. So I'm going to hit attack, new troops. And now I'm in the same spot I was before, but now I can just hit number 1. He's ready to go. March. Attack. Number 2. Attack. Number 3. March. If I wanted to, I could slow these guys up to have them all hit at the same time, But I'm not super concerned. I'm feeling pretty confident these guys are going to send him into the afterlife. Looks like they are definitely getting more challenging. Now I could have brought Joan of Arc or one that had a area of effect healing, and that would have been good too. Lohar's not going to make it, so I'm going to call him back. Hopefully you guys can tank him for a little while. Going to go back to my city. Going to heal up. So we got to get back out there. I'm going to hit attack. Lohar. This time I'm going to send Joan of Arc. Go. Now as these fights are going on, I can disengage with one army and come and refill them. Keep the battle going. Now I've got some healing on the field. Looks like Boudica's going to have a rough time. Let's go ahead and finish this guy off. Let's go, buddy. It's going to be close. Now if I need to disengage her for a second, change his focus, and then go back at it. Come on, come on, come on. Rage is real. It's close. We got it. Nice job. All right, rinse and repeat. So one more quick tip as we are finishing up this video. One of the things I like to do is have one utility guy that can run all over the map. So now that I'm done fighting these guys, maybe I want to go pick up a different rune. Now let's say I want to grab this rune that's going to give me a bonus to stone gathering. I can hit gather here and new troops. Now I don't want to send my full army over there to grab this rune. I want to just get over there with a small army that's going to be fast because I'm going to be traveling. So let's look at Lancelot and the Dragon Lancer. Now Lancelot has a speed bonus to cavalry, and the Dragon Lancer has an even greater speed boost to cavalry. So what I'm going to do is get those guys going. I'm going to clear this army. I'm going to find the fastest troops that I have, which are just the level 1 horsemen. And I'm just going to put in 1,000 troops or so. Now I'm going to save him to number 5. Now I know from now on, if I need to go across the map to grab a rune or do some quick traveling where I'm not going to be in combat, I just need to go grab something, I can just hit number 5. And I've got my utility travelers going. So I can hit march. And they're on their way. Alright guys, that's all you get for now. If you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Remember, if you're in Scuttlers Incorporated, it is a requirement. We love you very much. We'll see you on the battlefield.